And this is our third video on project-based learning. It's the experience on one of our big projects, the Tech Lab, how to orchestrate all of that. And for that, we have used something that it's pretty straightforward, which is called the Tech Lab playbook. This comes from good experiences and good practices in companies in which they have the same playbook for everyone engaged in a key major change project, for example, and that's what I have applied in the Tech Lab with the help of everyone around, because this is never one person shot, but a lot of coordination around. So in our playbook, it's a document that we basically share with everyone around. Not exactly the same. So we have one single playbook, but depending on who watches it, we might have a slightly different version. So for example, for students will will check the playbook, but in an abridged version, in a short one that covers only what matters to them. But it describes the journeys, both the students and the whole project journey. It includes information that is relevant for the company who's helping us in this case, for the professors, for the mentors, for the experts, to everyone around. And it's a core aspect of what we do. We also have an Excel file for our team, all of us behind, to make sure that the longer journey it's executed. So the playbook, it's more our communication tool, whereas we have an Excel file for all our journey steps. And in here, we include the common information that it's needed for everyone in the journey. What is the Tech Lab? What are the challenges and what's that? Which are the things that any professor needs to know, that any mentor needs to know, and any expert needs to know? And we have meetings with each of these ones, with the company from the very beginning and many times, to first define the challenge and then to share the flow. And the company usually brings us experts to teach certain things, so they need to know as well. For the professors, we have another alignment session in which we clarify what the challenge is this year, what has been the reaction from the students, how they can connect their classes. And the good thing is that professors are, as you know, very professional. They have been in this one a number of times, most of them, and they align what they have to do with the objective of the whole Tech Lab in this case. Mentors that will guide the students every week. They need to know the flow, the cadence, the challenge, but also what they are learning every week. So not only we share this document with them, we also have weekly checks of this is where we are, this is what you should be helping the students with, and this is what you have to evaluate. And finally, the experts that they come to the Tech Lab at one particular point in weeks 3 and 4 to help students to have another view on their proposal. They also need to know the challenge. They don't need to know so much about classes and a little bit about mentoring, but they need to know a lot about the challenge and the expectations and where the students are in their flow. So in a way, what we do here is to have a common communication package for everyone. And we not always talk about everything, but we include what's the lab, what's important, the key success factors, the whole flow, the timeline, the specific 5 weeks working timeline, this is the most important, the evaluation, so everyone knows about it. Then for the company helping us, we have to talk about what is this challenge about, what makes a good challenge for them to build something that helps the students, but also helps the company, remember. So this is very important for them to build a good challenge. Of course, that challenge is later on checked by us, so that it really can connect, but it's very important that the company bringing the challenge, they have a clear understanding of the expectations, but also of the needs. We have a short template for the challenge discussion. We have we share with them clearly what they are expected to be part of. In this particular case, the final panel. And we have guidelines for that. And we share the guidelines 1 week before the final panel. We have now, initially we had Excel files, but now it's connected in Blackboard. So directly from Blackboard, they have the evaluation. That makes life super easy for them, but also for all the team. So maximize the capabilities that we have in our tools, such as Blackboard, to minimize the manual work that can lead to errors and time spent. Then we also have for professors, what's expected for them, how do we differentiate the types of classes that we offer to the students in the lab, what's their role as the professor and what's expected from them. In this particular case, we always share the classes that are this year because sometimes they change. And then your role. We try to be very clear on your role and how to evaluate. With professors in particular, we like to make sure that any of their deliverables or assessment help to build the solution towards the final outcome. So in this particular tech lab, we want the students to deliver a challenge, but we also want to equip them for future similar challenges in their organization. So we have to balance, but our evaluation deliverables, we always try to make them towards the final deliverable, the final challenge. We also have guidelines for mentors in which we tell them what's expected, what's their role in the evaluation, and every year we change which are the key questions for their evaluation guideline. So this is known both for students and mentors. What should they check every week as part of their progress? So students come prepared. Remember, reduce uncertainty. And when it comes to evaluation, it's very important as well to have fair process. So fair process means sharing with everyone very clearly what's going to be measured and when in their evaluation. And we have also included for experts. This has been included this very last round because we realized that we were not preparing them well enough for what to expect, and the same. What's the key role and what's the help expected? So in this way, what we do have, it's a very consistent view of what's going to happen. Everyone is aligned. And once we have the initial discussion, remember in our previous video, we talked about the preparation. So the first weeks of preparation are only with the company, but once we have the company set and the challenge set, we have to make sure that everyone is aligned. And this is our main way to do that. So I hope that this has been helpful and that you can continue working with PBL, a new way of, or an evolved, not new, but an evolved way to help our students to learn. And especially that you can start small. Don't worry. This type of project has been we've been doing this for years, so this is a pretty evolved and structured one. But you can start with something very small, as long as you want to do things slightly different with real challenges for your students. So if you want to know more, check in the material for the website, and we can even set up meetings if you want to address, especially if you want to address more complex ones. There's a lot of knowledge already in the whole IE, so make the best use of it. Thank you very much. See you around.